Hello and welcome to Sunny Book Nook. Today I am going to do yet another book haul because for the fall I have collected some books and I want to talk to you about them. I've bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13 books in the past month or so. So I'm just gonna compile them here, tell you what I got, and you know the drill. That's what a haul is. So the first book that I have here is Homesick for Another World by Otessa Moshbegg. This is a short story collection by one of my favorite authors, Otessa Moshbegg, and I'm halfway through this book already, and I think that it's really interesting. Moshbegg's writing is really deeply grotesque in a lot of ways, and it talks about a lot of things that are just really gross. And all of these stories and all of the stories that she writes, from what I've read, are about very gross, very disturbing, very disturbed people who are oftentimes very lonely and unsure. And I think that these short stories are definitely a reflection of that, at least from what I've read so far. Next book that I have is Sabrina and Karina Stories by Callie Fajaro and Steen. This book is another collection of short stories, and I've heard so many good things about this. I'm excited to get to it because I love short story collections, as you will see with the rest of this haul. And this cover is absolutely beautiful. I love the colors. I love the design. I just think the art is spectacular. The next book that I have here to haul is Salt Houses, a novel by Hala Alian. A bookseller recommended it to me, so I thought, okay, I'll pick it up. And the cover is beautiful, and I am a cover buyer. It says that this is about 3 generations of a Palestinian family as they scatter across the globe. So I'm always trying to read more books about immigrant experiences and specifically Palestinian experiences and narratives and stories. Can't wait for this. I definitely lied. I did not buy 13 books. I've gotten 15 books. The next book that I got was The Seas by Samantha Hunt. I've already read this book. If you follow me on Goodreads, which you should. This is a 3-star book for me. I'll talk more about it in my August wrap-up. August? No, it's September. It's literally October today. That is insane. But anyway, my September wrap-up, I will talk about this book. But yeah, it was very beautiful, very lyrical, but I definitely had my issues with it. But the cover, again, gorgeous, so I'm definitely glad I got it. The next book that I got was Dead Astronauts by Jeff Vandermeer. I think this is the second book in a series, but I didn't read the first book. However, I will be reading this book because, again, the cover is just so cool, and I need to, figure out whether I can do Vandermeer's writing, because I read Annihilation and I was about it. So maybe I like this book more? I don't know. We'll see. I've heard that it's kind of wacky, and a lot of people who like books. Wait, what? A lot of people who like science fiction books like his work, so yeah. The next book that I have here is Lightning Trail. Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Roanhorse. I've read Rebecca Roanhorse's middle grade book, Race to the Sun, and I loved it, adored it, amazing. So I had to check out her other book. I think this is set in a climate apocalypse future, I suppose. And it's following a Diné hero and utilizing some sort of, Navajo myth storytelling situation, I don't know. We'll see. It sounds like a dystopian adventure story, but good. I'm excited to get to this because I really liked Roanhorse's other book. The next book that I have here is Watch Over Me by Nina Lacour. I've heard lots of good things about Nina Lacour's first book, We Are Not Okay, but it deals with grief, and I'm honestly kind of sick of reading books about dealing with grief. And the thing is that I'm not really sure what this book is about, but I know it's sapphic, I know the cover is beautiful, and I've heard good things, so I had to pick it up. Oh, so it looks like it's a ghost story, and it's about someone who's recently graduated high school, and that's not really a time period or age that we get a lot in YA, so I'm excited for this. Next book that I have here is Sisters by Daisy Johnson. Again, beautiful cover, obsessed with this cover. I remember seeing a photo of this book and a description of this book on Riverhead Books, which is the publisher, on Instagram, and I was like, that looks really cool, I need to get it, which is why I got it. Let's see what the inside says. Something unspeakable has happened to Sisters July and September. So, wow. Sisters named July and September. Very interesting. Can't wait to get to this. Seems like it's going to be like a heavy, weird literary fiction book, and I'm always down for those types of books. The next book that I have here is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Wong. I've been recommended this book so much by so many people, like random people and my friends, that I'm like, okay, fine, I'll pick it up. Everyone is raving about it, everyone loves it, and I love a good memoir, and this is a novel, but like, it's giving me memoir-ish vibes, so I love a memoir-ish novel, and hopefully I will love this, because some of the excerpts that I read that my friends have like posted or whatever have been pretty engaging, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll read it. The next book that I have here is Alatso by Darcy Littlebadger. I've seen this book on Books and Lala's channel and on her Instagram, but that was after I purchased this book, which was like, wow, massive brain of me. But this book, I think, is about an indigenous girl in a alternate future America where indigenous people were not attempted to be annihilated by colonizers, I'm pretty sure is the setting of this book. And what's the main conflict? Oh yeah, there's also like magic incorporated in this, and I think it's another adventure story, so I'm excited to get to this one. I think it's YA or middle grade as well, and it's a very like heavy book, like it has some weight to it, and the cover is again beautiful, so yes. Hope I can get to this sometime soon. The next book that I have is Girl, Serpent, Thorn by Melissa Basher-Doost. I read Melissa Basher-Doost's first book, Girls Made of Snow and Ice, and it was so good. 5-star read. I love a good fairy tale retelling. I love a good fairy tale vibe, a sapphic plotline, magic, love, women, and I think that this book is going to be a little bit of the same, and I'm excited to see the retelling of a Persian fairy tale that I'm not familiar with, because the first book that I read of hers was about a fairy tale that also I wasn't that familiar with either. I've heard really good things from this, really good things about this from other people too. So the next book that I have here is Parachutes by Kelly Yang. This is a book I've been eyeing for literally months. I've heard really good things about this. I think from Monty at Monty Reads. It's Monty Reads. It's Monty Price. I'm forgetting his like username, but you know who I'm talking about, right? But yeah, he really liked this book, and I know it deals with things like I think being Chinese American and being like a parachute kid, I guess, and also sexual assault and harassment within the context of like high school. And so I know that the author, Kelly Yang, had a viral thread on Twitter that went, well, I already said viral, but like it got really popular because she was talking about her experiences with the Title IX process at Harvard Law School. And I think this book will also dig into that a little bit. And so I'm excited for like the YA messiness, but like the hard-hitting contemporary element of this book as well. Okay, so I was editing this video yesterday, and I realized that like the last 5 minutes of the video was out of focus. So thank you so much, camera and camera lens. I really appreciate that. Let's just get back into the books that I've gotten recently. So I went to the library and I picked up a collection of short stories. It's called Masterpieces of Modern Chinese Fiction from 1919 to 1949. And I'm excited to look into this because I want to read more translated fiction. And the next book that I have here, also from the library, is Bolshevik Salute by Wong. And this book is another translated fiction piece. I think it's a socialist realism novella. And yeah, I mean, I read the like author bio and I was like, this guy sounds kind of cool. So I was like, it's a shorter book, so maybe I'll just check it out and see how it is, okay? Next book that I have here is Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. This is the story of the Odyssey, but told from the perspective of the female characters that don't really get much screen time in the actual Odyssey, I'm pretty sure. This seems like a shorter book, and it's giving me like Song of Achilles vibes, and that's one of my favorite books of all time. And I've heard so many good things about Pat Barker as an author, and I know that she's like won a bunch of awards too, so can't wait to get to this when I'm in like a Greek myth type of mood. Alright, so the next book that I have here is Latitudes of Longing by Shivanki Shwarp. Shwarp. I'm sorry. Butchered that. But this is the story of an Indian family in the diaspora, I suppose. I think they immigrate somewhere, and I think it's like a generational story maybe. Again, I'm really into like stories about diasporic peoples and kind of like families immigrating and moving and their children's children and that relationship and stuff. So I'm excited to get to this, and plus the cover is absolutely gorgeous. And finally, we have another short story collection, and that is Future Tense Fiction, Stories of Tomorrow, which is a collection of short stories from a bunch of different people, I think put together by Slate Magazine. Nnedi Okorafor, Emily St. John Mandel, Carmen Maria Machado, a lot of cool people that I've heard of and I haven't heard of who are featured in this book. And I read the first short story, which was written by Nnedi Okorafor, and it was so good. So I'm so excited to get to the rest of this. And of course, cover is beautiful. And yeah, I love speculative fiction. I love sci-fi, but like in short doses, I guess, like in kind of shorter formats. So yes, this is a current read because I'm currently reading like 12 books at once, as you know. But yeah, those are all the books that I have today to haul. Thank you so much for watching my video. This video. Like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that stupid bullshit, and follow me on my social medias if you want to, or you can like stalk me on Goodreads, because I use it as like a track record situation. Like, yeah, there are some booktubers who don't update their Goodreads as they read because it spoils their content, but not me. No. I use that as a tracking tool for myself. So yeah, hit me up on there if you have one, and if you don't have a Goodreads, I really highly recommend using it because it's so fun seeing what other people are reading and like seeing their updates and thoughts, because I love to like key smash in between like reading books. Anyways, that was kind of an unrelated spiel, but yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye!